When we were planning places to visit, a lot of questions came up about visiting places where being queer and openly gay is less normalized and less visible the way it would be in Canada, for example. And my thought on that always was I wouldn't want to visit somewhere and put myself legitimately in danger. But you close yourself off to a lot of the world if it needs to be 100% visible, accepted, and legal. So I'm willing to mask if need to be in some of these places. Good morning. It's currently 6:20 a.m. I spilled water on myself. And we're getting ready to head to our bus. The first of many today because we're going to a new country. Country 18, North Macedonia. And just praying that all these buses line up and go well. Because in classic Albania bus fashion, we don't really know exactly where we're headed and what to expect. But I think it's going to go great.
Mm-hmm. Nothing a positive attitude and a lot of time buffer can't help, you know?
That's true. We've given ourselves the entire day. So we just got to get there by sundown. I think we can do it. Albania, North Macedonia. We've made it to the lake. I've been in North Macedonia for about 2 hours and already the snacks are killing it. I had this amazing pop that was like bubblegum flavored. It was so good. And now I'm having this popsicle that is red velvet and blueberry. It's incredible. So up my alley. I can't wait to try more snacks here. Stop making me step back. You're waiting for it to splash me? Terrible. You got it? Okay, just take one. So we made it to North Macedonia yesterday evening. We are in Ohrid, and this morning we're gonna head into the old town just to check things out and see what the vibes are like. See if there's like fun things we want to do in the next couple days that we haven't heard of. So if you know of any fun things to do in Ohrid, let us know. And I must say already, it's kind of comforting being here because when I was growing up, I spent a lot of time near lakes, especially in the summer. And it has such a feel and vibe of a lake town, which is different than a beach town because it's a lake. It's just like a different vibe. So I'm excited to be here. We are walking this morning in North Macedonia. We made it to Ohrid last night and we just got some coffee from a coffee shop. It was so sweet.
It's called Wake and Bake, which as a Canadian, that was funny. So
Iconic
we
name.
And we're staying in a more local area, so it's not like quite as touristy, which is good. But we went in there.
And the mother right away was like called over her son and was like, I don't know if his name was Ori, but I think it was Ori. And she's like, Ori knows. And then he came over and he's like, yes, what do you want?
Yeah, his English was impeccable.
So he helped us out. We chose a random pastry that just looked good.
They have a different alphabet here. So it's not even like I can kind of sound things out. Like I have no idea what this is called or what's in it. But let's give it a go. This is what it looks like. If you know what it is, sound off.
I think it has cheese. It's like a flaky sesame pastry that has cheese in the middle. It's quite good. It's kind of like a sesame bun, all rolled and flaky.
2 breaks. Also, we did our classic. We got our coffee to go.
And they were shooketh. They were like, let us get a tray. He started pulling out a plastic bag. We were like, it's okay. We don't need the bag. But yeah, they were super nice. Yeah, we got places to go and things to see, so we got coffee to go.
Yeah.
Let's go. We are exploring the boardwalk and the beach along the lake here in Lake Ohrid, and the vibes are giving magical, whimsical forest meets the lake, and everyone is just gathered around, hanging out by the edge of the water. There's these really cute boats and things that are all positioned and moored up, and even there's like little cute, quaint churches along the water. We learned that there's about 165 churches in Lake Ohrid here alone, so there is a lot more to discover. 165? 365, not 165. So there's almost one for every day of the year. That's insane. So this is the Church of St. John's, which is a very iconic church in the landscape of here in Ohrid.
It's from the 13th century, and we'll turn around and show you the view that this church has.
Stunning.
I'm going to take my cousin Minnie to Austin for a walk up the top here.
Original 13th century. Saint Lenny, original. All that every rest is the original 13th century. Saint John, no eyes. This is no face. This is no eyes. All that also. No face, no eyes. Why this great? I don't know. Maybe it's crazy people.
Yes.
This.
So I've been getting a lot of comments saying to drop the North in North Macedonia, just refer to it as Macedonia. And I hear you. I appreciate the guidance and the suggestions on that. And as we've been researching for this trip and even just looking at any maps and guides, everything I've seen says North Macedonia. So that's just what I was coming into this trip with. And one of, I mean, if not the best part of traveling is learning, and especially learning from local people who have been in different cultures and living in different regions. So still so excited to be here, and thank you. So we randomly bought tickets to see Lenny Kravitz.
So we were at a restaurant today, and there were these three really cool people, and they sounded American. Maybe one of them wasn't, but two of them for sure sounded American. And then they were talking about being on tour and stuff like that. We kind of pieced together that they were on tour with Lenny Kravitz, and then we went outside and a plane flew by with a giant banner that said Lenny Kravitz tonight, and we said, should we go? And so we looked up tickets, if there were still tickets available, and there were.
This was enough of a sign.
Yeah, that was a sign, and they were like 50 Canadian dollars. So I said, we've definitely paid more for concerts in the last 4 months.
Let's go to Lenny.
Let's go. What an icon. And it's super fun to be here.
So far the vibes are super chill. Like,
Yeah.
we followed some older people in, and they just like checked our bags, let us in. There's a drink line, there's a cigarette line, and
Yeah.
the cigarette line is bumping and packed, and then in the drink line everyone is buying water. We were like the only ones buying alcohol.
And I'm like, first off, to have a cigarette line inside the venue, iconic.
Very Balkan.
And then someone came and said if we followed them, they gave us a free shirt that had like Lenny Kravitz lyrics on it. They're actually kind of cute shirts.
Yeah, we got free t-shirts. We're chilling in the like back pit of the GA, and then there's like a VIP GA that's closer up front. And so far it's like there's ample porta potties. Everyone is sitting on the grass and chilling. So far the vibes are so cute. Like,
Yeah.
it's so fun and chill. I'm really liking it.
It's fun because I feel like for Taylor Swift, lots of people got the concert experience of like going to a foreign country and being like what to expect when you go to a concert. But we when in Amsterdam, very comfortable in Amsterdam. We used to live right by that arena. We can like understand the language enough to get by.
We literally got a Fibo snack at the arena. Like it was weirdly comfortable, and like hearing Dutch all around was weirdly comfortable. Like it was just like normal going to a concert in Amsterdam. Whereas here
is like more like the ticket is in an alphabet I don't even understand.
We're just showing up.
We're showing up hopefully, but so far the people have like spoke enough English for us to get by and get in. And everyone's been nice, and it's already smelling heavily of cigarettes. And I think it's gonna keep going that way.
Again, such English privilege that we literally said hello, and then they're like, okay, have a good time, thank you, have a good time, like switching into English. Like I'm like, thank you for switching into English, but oh my god, you don't have to. Like, I appreciate it.
Because I don't speak Macedonian.
I definitely don't speak Macedonian.
People who let us in very good English at the drinks.
So.
But we were able to order 2 drinks, so they
Cheers.
Cheers!
I'm so excited for Lenny.
Also, it's kind of fun. A few years, and by a few, I mean like 7 years ago.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
We saw his daughter,
Lola Wolf, his daughter's band, Zoe Kravitz's band,
open for Lily Allen.
They were
probably one of the best openers I've ever seen. We were right at Barricade, and they were incredible. She was just like so charismatic and had such amazing energy.
It like inspired us, if anything, to buy the tickets for tonight. Like I was like, we've seen Lola Wolf, we need to see Lenny. Like, come on.
She was so incredible, and like honestly went through like a big Lola Wolf phase after that. So it is kind of fun to see her dad, who arguably most people would say more famous.
He's more of an icon for sure.
But you know what? However you get there is how you get there.
It's a journey, baby. This is a public service announcement that here in Macedonia they have a blue Fanta, which intrigued me after trying Fanta Exotic for the first time in Albania and realizing how amazing that is. And this blue one is lemon and elderflower. Not saying it's beating Exotic for me yet, but it may be giving it a run for its money. As you can maybe already tell and miss, MacKenzie is not with me as I'm going to ride the semi-sub here in Lake Ohrid. This unique little vessel is half above the water and half underneath it. I'll just come out and say MacKenzie's not here because she's half in the washroom and half out of it. She's having tummy trouble, she's having poopy problems. She had to throw out her pajama pants last night, that's all I'm gonna say. Let's just say you do not want to know the night she has had. It is every backpacker's rite of passage to go through what she's going through right now, so hope she gets better soon. And this semi-sub ride is unique. It is a bit touristy, but there's lots of boat rides and tours offered around Ohrid for quite a higher price point, so I opted to try this one alone, and it was actually worth it at around 15 Canadian dollars or 10 euros. Now I'm gonna go and find the ancient amphitheater here in Ohrid that I've heard a lot about as well, and I think it's very uphill. So here we go. The ancient theater of Ohrid was built around 200 BC, and it's the only Hellenistic style theater in the whole country. And now only the lower section remains intact, but even though it's open air, it's in a perfect location because the hills that surround us block the wind that would interfere with acoustics during any performances. The theater was used for gladiator fights and even executions, which led to it becoming quite disliked by locals. And this eventually led to it being buried and completely covered after the demise of the Roman Empire, which actually helped preserve it very well, and it was only rediscovered by accident again in the 1990s. It's our last morning here in Macedonia, and I did buy a big bottle of Fanta Chocada to take with me. Alright, we are getting on the bus to leave Macedonia and head back to Albania. Heading back to Tirana.
I had extreme traveler's diarrhea yesterday. Actually, not that extreme, but I did have it. So I'm kind of ready to leave. I feel better today,
This place
but
has been tainted
it
brown.
was cursed. It was cursed.
Sepia toned. Let's have a little chat about what it's like to travel as a queer or openly gay person in Macedonia. So I've been traveling in the Balkans, which is one of the first times I've traveled somewhere that has mixed reviews of how safe it would be for queer and gay people to visit. And I'll start by saying that my experience in person, talking to people and talking to locals, has been lovely and very friendly and welcoming for the most part. But also, that being said, if I look back at my videos from here in Macedonia and look at the comments, specifically on TikTok, it is the most amount of hateful, homophobic comments I've ever received on videos, even on videos about pride and being queer, and a lot of those comments have a violent undertone to them. I'll reiterate that my experience in person has been welcoming and friendly for the most part, and I like to believe that people in general are good. Traveling new places and talking to people of different cultures only has reinforced that for me. It is really important as a queer person to be safe and to be very aware of where you're traveling to, but also don't let some bad stories that you hear online or a few keyboard warriors in the comments completely cloud or make your decision about whether you would travel somewhere or not.